these powers down. So now we are going to be doing a 42-minute process where we are going to be converting that energy that we receive into Shaktis and manifesting them right now. So let's begin with the Sadguru Vandanam. It is going to be a 42-minute process. Let's enter into the process now. Nityanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadhilakhyam Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Sadgurum Tam Nama. Scanning the thought currents. Next slide, no? Next slide. So all of you can set up your alchemy products that you need. If you have Jnananjana, if you have Ausada, you can apply it on your third eye in both the temples. And if you have Bhasma Kumkum, please apply it. And if you have your Krishna Shila and your mirror, yantra, anything, you can get that and sit with that in front of you. And have a paper and pen and have your timestamp camera. Yes. First, we are going to be seeing the power of seeing through the third eye. We will now be chanting the Shastra Pramana for it. Kapalantar manonyasya tishanmilita lochanaha kramena manaso dadyat lakshaye lakshyamuttamam. By fixing the mind.
Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Shivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda
Nithyananda, everyone, welcome back. So now, after that wonderful Baba Samadhi Darshan that we had of Bhagavan Lingodbhava on this auspicious day of fellowship, we are now going to have the live Sundareshwara Baba Samadhi Darshan at 10 p.m. IST, which is 9:30 Pacific time. So let us now understand more about Bhagavan Sundareshwara. So once again, Kailasa beautifully welcomes all of you for your direct audience with the divine to manifest the superconsciousness and experience the Shiva Sayujya Samadhi through the darshan of Bhagavan Sri Sundareshwara Paramashivam. So get ready for the rare and unique powerful initiation into the God equation to make human beings into multiverse species by Sundareshwara Paramashivam. Sundareshwara beautifully says, I will manifest the physics of my existence. You will experience my existence. Sundareshwara Paramashiva, the countless, uncountable by any visualized, assumed mathematics, Brahmandas manifest in me, exist in me, get rejuvenated in me, get diluted inside me, gets liberated inside me. For all the countless Brahmandas to exist, to get created, to get sustained, to get rejuvenated, to get diluted, to get liberated, I am the space. And according to the United Nations, a new scientific report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, warns that we are on a crash course towards catastrophe if global temperatures are allowed to rise. The window to show or even halt some of these worsening impacts is rapidly closing, and the message is clear: we must take action now. So let us watch a video on the world today.
In 2019, fire was spreading throughout our planet, quite literally, in places like Australia and the Amazon basin, where forest blazes, supercharged by climate change, wreaked havoc. In other places, mass protests flared up, fueled by a combination of job insecurity, growing inequalities, and discontent with the current economic, social, and environmental status quo. The economy has slowed down globally, stifled by trade tensions and political uncertainty. The little growth we have had has failed to reach those who need it the most. Progress towards higher living standards has stalled for many countries and vulnerable groups of people. This has only deepened inequalities which were already growing in many countries, spurred on by automation, climate change, and other global trends.
So all of you can see how our world is today. And according to the World Health Organization, the WHO, the total cases globally just for COVID-19 is 221,134,742 to date. And Healthline.com states that new COVID-19 cases have risen to more than 150,000 per day in the United States. Experts warn with emerging variants could lead to another surge in cases. And in this time of crisis, Bhagwan Sundareshwara has come down to earth with such extreme compassion for humanity. He states, "O bound souls, listen intensely. Your impossibility and irresponsibility made you surrender yourself to the delusion. Cognize the ultimate truth. Sundareshwara Paramashiva, I exist. Sundareshwara Paramashiva, I exist. The moment you remember me, call me, I am here for you."
And Irina Sundareshwara is the greatest and unique manifestation of Paramashiva as complete manifestation. He assumes the physical, subtle, light bodies as and when he wants, plays with all the physical realities, and corrects, alters, intervenes, influences, changes, adds, removes, deletes anything in the physical plane as he likes, without even a reason, just for fun.
And sometimes they manifest as Meenakshi and Sundareshwara as two bodies, one being, sometimes as both in one body. That is the reason all his manifestations and plays are called the Tiruvilayadal, the Leela. And due to his causeless and limitless compassion, Irayanar Sundareshwara Paramashiva Paramburu is manifesting in all his glory as Gunavatara through this being of Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam as Javatara.
From the Shuddha Advaita Paramashiva SAYUJYA Samadhi space of Irina Sundareshwara Paramashiva Paramburu will be manifesting and giving darshan and boons and doing leelas in the lives of Kailashans, the devotees and disciples all over the world.
And thousands of years ago, the whole of humanity witnessed Bhagavan Sundareshwara Paramashiva come down to earth. He performed many miracles and played so many divine leelas. He created the whole legacy of Sanatana Hindu Dharma by ruling from the kingdom of Madurai. He founded the Shyamala Pita Sarvagni Peetam, and today, for all of humanity, out of the billions of people on planet Earth, we are the most blessed people. As for us, Sundareshwara is not history, he is a happening in our life.
Sundareshwara Paramashiva himself has come down again in the form of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, as Swamiji, just to continue his legacy and all his leelas in the lives of the devotees.
And to continue being available to all of us, playing his divine leelas, performing miracles in the life of his devotees, attending to our prayers, and continuing the legacy as the ruler of the whole Madurai, Shyamala Pita Sarvagni Peetam, as the 293rd Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, and as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism guiding the whole of humanity.
And when you witness the Bhavasamadhi Darshan, your neurons mirror that of the avatar. The mirror neurons activate and process all the observed movements or information of the avatar just by seeing. That is, our entire body silently and without movement recreates what is happening. Distance is far away, experiencing the superconscious energy radiated by the avatar. As an effect of the mirroring neurons, all the powerful cognitions and powers of Bhagavan Sundareshwara are mirrored inside of you.
And the God equation is you can exhale intensely whatever you have. Paramashiva will inhale in you is the God equation. Nothing is more powerful than the power manifestation science. It is the most exciting spiritual science. And when you decide to manifest powers again and again and again, you know Paramashiva is within you and he is manifesting. You fall in love with Paramashiva every minute. If he manifests, you know he is real and he is manifesting. Even if you don't manifest what you declared, you will manifest the jnana and vijnana, the knowledge and understanding. The possibilities and powers of Paramashiva will manifest in all of you.
So now let us understand who is the Supreme Pontiff of Kalasa, who is manifesting Bhagavan Sundareshwara for each and every one of us. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailasa Shamala Pita Satyajya and is the reviver of Kailasa, a macrocosmic ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation yoga and temple-based universities as a
Yes, so
lifestyle.
the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the one.
Sorry for these technical glitches. We'll be right back with the slides. So, as we have heard, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva himself and is manifesting today for each and every one of us through the Sundareshwara Paramashiva SAYUJYA SAMADHI Darshan, so that each and every one of us can be attended to, so we can all experience the Leelas once again of Bhagavan Sundareshwara, as many, many devotees have done in the past. And it is stated that even today, Mother, we will experience the Leelas of Bhagavan Sundareshwara, to see Bhagavan Sundareshwara walking around and blessing all of the devotees. So now we are also the blessed beings of the disciples and devotees of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, who is manifesting Bhagavan Sundareshwara for each and every one of us. So we can see who is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailasa Shamala Pita Satyajya. We can go back. Yes. So the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kanchi Kailasa Satyajya, the Torde Mandala Adi, is the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamshi Strangi Samaraj, is the present 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailasa Shamala Pita Satyajya, and is the present Mahamanaleshwar of Mahanirvana Kala, the largest apex monastic order.
So here you can see Swamiji ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam and the incumbent emperor of Suryavamshi Srangi Samrajya.
Yes, and the photos of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. You can go back to the last slide, please. the photos of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being ordained as the incumbent emperor of the Surya Samadhi Samadhyam. And the photos of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being ordained as the present 293rd Jagat Mahasannidhanam of the Kailasa and Shamla.
And here, where Swamiji is being coordinated as the Mahamandaleshwar of the Mahanirvani Akada, which is the largest apex monastic order, so you can see pictures of the coordination.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Akhilakada, is the present 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Dharma Mukti Sparikpura Adinam, and has been elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 leaders.
And Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also revered as the teacher of Hinduism, the most prolific, most viewed, read, and watched. He has authored 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 different languages, which are English, Tamil, and Sanskrit. And these have been translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. And over 20 million copies of books and articles have been sold, read, and downloaded. And over 10,000 hours of discourse have been given by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And he has enriched over 1 billion lives digitally and is respected as a commentator of all sacred scriptures, such as Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Brahma Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Ashtavakra Gitas, Jain Sutras, and much more.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is honored as a leader of Hinduism, the most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader, is the reviver of 108 ancient Hindu sampradayas, including the Rudrakanyas, Rudras, Rishis, Rishikas, Bhairavas, Bhairavis, and Sanyas, and is the establisher of the largest Hindu university, Kailasa's Nithyananda University, with satellite campuses in 150 countries. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystem, is the founder and reviver of over 100 Satyapitas, and is the collector of the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million Palni scriptures, and over 20 million digital books.
Now, let us learn more about who Bhagwan Sri Sundareshwara is.
Sundareshwara Paramashiva is the greatest, unique, and complete manifestation of Paramashiva.
And Sundareshwara Paramashiva Parampuru is the manifestation of the beauty of the cosmos in flesh and bones. Sundareshwara is the embodiment of super consciousness expressed in the human body, playing with all his glory. And Sundareshwara Paramashiva Parampuru is the complete manifestation of Paramashiva, which assumes the physical, subtle, light and light bodies as and when he wants. And his divine manifestation, he plays with all the physical realities and corrects, alters, intervenes, influences, changes, adds, removes, and deletes anything in the physical plane as he likes without even a reason. Sundareshwara is the embodiment of superconsciousness expressed in the human body, playing with all his glory. He came down as the most handsome form to marry Devi Meenakshi and administered the city of Madurai. And the kingdom of Madurai is known as the Kailasa Shamla Pita Seventh Pita, which is the oldest Hindu people state and enlightenment ecosystem that was established by Paramashiva. And the kingdom of Madurai was later revived by Lord Sundareshwara and Devi Meenakshi, who as the deities and incarnates of Paramashiva ruled over Madurai, revived the foundation pillars of it as the highest living stream of spiritual sciences.
And to ensure this tradition continues to elevate humanity for millennia, they have enthroned their direct representatives and divine energies in the form of the continuing lineage of living masters, the Guru Mahasannidhanams, with the responsibility to train and groomed the king in administration, constitution, and governance. Acting as regents, they also performed the spiritual initiation on the king and the citizens of the kingdom, imparting the enlightenment science to the world. And here you can see the lineage of Madurai, the Kailasa Shamla Pitas of the kingdom, starting with Paramashiva himself and Devi Meenakshi and Bhagavan Sundareshwara, who revived this whole tradition, and then Tirunjana Sambandar, who also revived it many years later, again, to its great glory as the Kailasa Shamla Pitas.
And the Shastra Pramana for the lineage of enlightened masters. So in this verse, he says that the supreme discipline of Adi Shaiva tradition has been coming down through the continuous lineage of Guru-disciple, Adi Shaiva Guru Parampara, from time immemorial. And this has been formulated for the attainment of complete liberation from the repeated phenomenon of birth and death. This is the supreme. This is supreme, and it's kind and concerned with the ultimate benefit of all the souls.
The Kailasa Shamla Pitas Sarvikya, rare and sacred lineage of pontiffs, has been systematically carried over in an unbroken progression from the ages. The chosen emissaries of Lord Paramashiva and Devi Parashakti, the Guru Mahasanidhanam, the pontiffs of Kailasa Shamla Pitas Sarvikya, are the direct representatives of the cosmos.
And on the 27th of April 2012, Srila Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva Paramacharya Swami was formally appointed as the 293rd Guru Mahasanidhanam of Kailasa Shamla Pita and is the lawful successor, descendant, and inheritor, invested with all the powers, duties, and obligations to perform the rituals, spiritual, religious, and customary rites vested in the Kailasa Shamla Pita and has been reviving its spiritual, religious, and linguistic epicenters in its original glory. So now let us watch a video on the Madurai Yadini.
Hundred-year-old history of spirituality. The ancient temple town of Madurai in southern India boasts of a 2,500-year-old history of spirituality. Historians trace Madurai's existence back to the 3rd century BC, making it one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities of the world. Legend says that Madurai was established by the cosmic mother herself, who incarnated as Princess Meenakshi, daughter of the pious king Malayadwaja Pandian. An able queen and a fearless warrior, Meenakshi expanded her empire right up to Kailash in current China. But when she came face to face with the Lord of Kailash, Shiva himself, she recognized him as her eternal consort and dropped her arms to become Shiva's companion for life.
Along with Shiva, also known as Sundareshwara or the beautiful Lord, Meenakshi reigned over her kingdom for a glorious 166 years.
In course of time, with the rise of Jainism as a religious force, Madurai too fell to its powerful influence, and Shaivism all but vanished from the sacred kingdom where Shiva himself had once walked the earth. The renaissance of Shaivism in Madurai was the sacred task of a child incarnation, Tirunjana Sambandar, one of the 4 visionary saints of Shaiva Siddhanta tradition. The story goes that as a baby, Tirunjana Sambandar was once nourished by the milk of enlightenment from the cosmic mother herself. This child prodigy arrived in Madurai to effortlessly defeat the learned Jain monks with his wisdom, healing powers, and spiritual prowess, and restored Madurai to her beloved religion, Shaivism, by reviving the ancient Madurai Adinam and the Meenakshi temple, which had fallen to desolate ruin. Madurai Adinam is today the world's oldest living Hindu organization, with a recorded history alone spanning a glorious 1,500 years and an unbroken lineage of illustrious pontiffs to this very day. Over the centuries, Madurai Adinam has been patronized by the likes of Tipu Sultan, Robert Nobili, and the poet saint Vallalar. The pontiff of the Madurai Adinam is known by the title Guru Mahasannidhanam and inherits the responsibility of carrying forward the traditions of Tirunjana Sambandar's sacred work.
On 27th April 2012, a new era began in the history of Madurai Adinam. The 292nd Pontiff, Srila Sri Arunagirinatha Jnana Sambandha Desika Paramacharya Swamigal, guided by intuition and inducement by Lord Shiva, coronated a charismatic young saint as the 293rd Pontiff of the Madurai Adinam.
An accomplished yogi, a pragmatic social visionary, and an adept in mystical sciences, His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda is revered as a divine incarnation by millions worldwide. Within weeks of his ascent to the sacred throne, he brought about sweeping changes to the Adinam, including the renovation of the ancient monastery, Annadan, free food for thousands every day, free medical camps, yoga classes, scriptural study, spiritual healing, and meditation programs. The traditional Adinam now has a website, and thousands participate in the morning worship and spiritual talks via live streaming and two-way video conferencing. Vast properties belonging to the Adinam are being reclaimed from illegal encroachment. Its numerous temples are being restored to sanctity, and the neighboring villages are being adopted with basic amenities, education, and medical care being provided for all. His Holiness dreams of an authentic Vedic Renaissance for which India has already waited too long.
Here, I take the commitment of making Madurai Adinam as an international religious organization. We will fulfill all the responsibilities of Madurai Adinam, make Hindu tradition, Saiva tradition alive, revived, lived, celebrated all over the world.
With a brand new pontiff at its helm, Madurai Adinam promises to be more than just another traditional monastery. As a whole generation turns to spirituality for answers, the changes at Madurai Adinam mirror the changing role of spiritual organizations today as power centers and guiding forces, forging the enlightened government of the new world.
So today, for all of humanity, out of the billions of people on planet Earth, we are the most blessed people. For us, Sundareshwara is not just a history, he is a happening. Sundareshwara Paramashiva himself has come down again in the form of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, as Swamiji, the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva, to revive Hinduism, to continue being available to all of us, playing his divine leelas, performing miracles in the lives of his devotees, attending to our prayers, and continuing the legacy as the ruler of Madurai, Shamalapita Satyakam, as the 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, as the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, guiding the whole of humanity. So with this, we'll now be entering into the alive darshan of Bhagavan Sundareshwara. As the Supreme Concept of Hinduism is in intense samadhi, we will be watching the alive darshan of Bhagavan Sundareshwara. So please stay tuned for this beautiful darshan, and we will be continuing the program.
நான் அசைந்தால் அசையும் அகிலமெல்லாமே நாம் அசைந்தால் அசையும் அகிலமெல்லாமே அறிவாய் மனிதாவும் ஆணவம் பேரிட நான் அசைந்தால் அசையும் அகிலமெல்லாமே அறிவாய் மனிதாவும் ஆணவம் பேரிட ஆணவம் நான் பாட வைத்தேனே பாட்டும் நான்